The hardest part is over. Everything else from here is so easy. What we're gonna do is put our right sides back together. I'm gonna just line them up. And all I've gotta do is pin all of my edges to match, pin them in place. So I've made the top edges even. That's kind of what matters most since that's the one that's already been sewn. Everything else I'm just gonna now pin together. Okay, so we've pinned our pillow, and I'm just gonna go head on over to my machine, and I'm not even gonna bother changing out my presser foot. We can keep it on the zipper. It's no big deal. And we are just going to, get that in there. We're just gonna straight stitch with a 5/8 inch seam allowance around the entire pillow. I'm gonna just make sure that the point where my needle enters my fabric is exactly 5/8 inches away from the edge. Your machine should have markings right here, so the one that is 5/8 inches away from your edge is where you're gonna wanna sew. That's one of those things that just comes naturally over time, knowing where that mark is. We're gonna do that fun thing we do when we reach our corner and take the needle, place it into the machine, then you lift up your presser foot, turn your fabric the 90 degrees, lower your presser foot again, and then keep on sewing. As long as both sides are being sealed, it won't have an effect on your project. As I reach my zipper, I'm just gonna make sure that I get as close to the zipper teeth as possible. And then I'm gonna backstitch. Wonderful. Now I did not sew up this side yet. That is just because I wanted to be a little more careful as I sewed towards the zipper teeth again over on this side. So I'm gonna do the same thing with 5/8 inch seam allowance. Now you see, we've got our square, it's all sewn up. This is what it looks like from the inside. So what we have to do is take our zipper, open it up, and work all of our fabric so that it's right side out. And now you see, we've got this lovely little pillow cover. First up, let's iron those edges. I'm gonna start with them facing this way again, and then I'm gonna turn them around and do it the other way. Another thing to keep in mind is when we're sewing corners, we don't need all this extra bulk. It doesn't help the fabric. To get a nice crisp corner, we can snip it off. So what I've done is I've opened up that seam just to get a nicer, flatter finish. You can do that on all the sides. Woo! Oh yeah, that is nice and crisp now. I can feel it. We've now ironed out our pillow cover. I'm just gonna stuff that in. I can't wait to see what it looks like. Just stuffing it in. Gonna poke out my corners, make sure they're good. Now let's zip it up.